guys, so today I'm going to be making a video on qualities that a general manager should not have. So let's just jump right into this video. I literally left I want to call it a pretty bad place, but compared to my last job, it wasn't even that bad. So I just didn't. Now, you know when you think like the grass is greener on the other side, it's not. So don't fall for that because it's not greener, not at all. It's actually black. I didn't really work with the general manager that often. Like it wasn't like something I was with her every single day working with her. I was more with the assistant manager, but I wasn't really with the general manager. Go back to the memories I had at this place. It's like she really was pretty pretty mean and judgmental. So that's my first point. One of the crew who worked there had a stutter, which it wasn't bad at all. And he was like really sweet. So I love him to death. Shout out to him because he was freaking the sweetest person there. But she literally would be like, he uses his stutter as, she said he thinks that his stutter will be able to get him whatever job he wants. She literally said that to me, but moving along. So then she called one of my friends a stalker. She literally called him a stalker. Like, she doesn't know him. And granted, like, he might have had drama with someone, like, that she knows or whatever. But, like, she wasn't involved with this drama at all. So for her to call him a stalker and not know him, like, that was messed up. But I'm gonna leave that one there. But that was just messed up. She called someone a stalker. She made fun of someone's disability. And then she would make fun of people's mental health. Like, we had a lady who quit.
Hi guys, sorry I look like this, but I am editing and rewatching the video right now, and I realized I said she quit. She did not quit. She actually got fired.
And she was like, y'all just made fun of my depression and like all this other stuff. She literally made fun of mental health. Made fun of it. And then a couple days before I stopped working, I was talking to her about how I'm in counseling and stuff. And she was talking to me about like, does it help? Like, do you like cry? Like asking me questions about counseling. She had literally gotten accused of making fun of mental health by like 500 people. Not just me. When it came to my situation, like she was pretty supportive to me about it, but not to other people. So my next point is no control. When I tell you, oh my gosh, when I tell you a general manager, if you popped on this video just to figure out like if you should be a general manager, I'm going to say this. If you do not have the guts to tell people when they're doing something wrong or have the guts to fire someone when they are literally bringing illegal stuff into your store, then you should not be a general manager. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but some people general manager is not their job. When I say like no control, I literally mean like my last place, when it came down to a drug situation, they literally texted me and asked me my opinion and said, well, it was my choice. If you're gonna be like that, don't be a general manager. Like, it is not your career. It is not the job you should be in. But moving along. So my next point is that when people had an attitude at this place, they would literally be like, well, give them like a product from this place. So whatever we would sell, they would take something that we sold and give it to them to try to cheer them up. I literally had a girl on my shift one day who was so nasty, like not nasty to me, but she just had a really bad attitude. And I was like, look, you can either change your attitude or you can go home, because I wasn't a person to really care that you're sad. Like, okay, you're sad, but you still have to do your job and you're not gonna take it out on me, or you can go. So she was like, oh, well, just go get her one of the things that we sold and give it to her and it'll cheer her up. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? You're worried about food costs all the time. She would get so mad when people would go back there and like take something without asking or paying or whatever. And so my thing was, you are literally giving her something just because she's coming into the store with an attitude. That doesn't make sense. Like, sorry, honey, suck it up, do your job, go home, okay? So my next point is, if you want to be a general manager, you should not have relationships with people in the store. You're their boss first, not their friend. Even, okay, this goes for like general manager and just being any type of manager in a store. Like, you cannot, like, yes, it's good to have good like relationships with your crew or the people underneath you, like to the extent of you're getting along, not to the point where you're like creating feelings. And not even, I don't want this to come out as like a dating, or, because it was never like that at either one of my jobs. There was never that type of situation. But it's just like creating like this bond with someone that you can no longer be their boss. Yeah, it's cool to be like nice and cordial with them, but when you can no longer be their boss, then you need to take a step back and realize what you just did, honey, because you just made your job a lot harder for you and for everybody else. Okay. My next one is going to be, if you're doing anything illegal, you should not be a general manager. Okay. Let me just give you a little example, okay? So, one time we had this person who had brought in a drug to the store. And I was not there for this, you know, so I can't give you like the definite, this is what happened. But I heard through the grapevine, you know, word gets around. Owner came in and was asking, what's that smell? Because like, if you have never been around weed, then you probably won't be able to relate to this, but weed has a strong smell. So instead of being like, oh yeah, like so-and-so has it in their bag. If you're a general manager, like you think you would have the balls to be like, yes, it's in this person's bag. No, honey, that's not what she did. No, she took coffee. Like we had these little coffee packs. You know how you make coffee. She took the coffee grains and put the weed in the coffee grains so that the coffee would block the smell of the weed. That's what I'm saying. Like, who does that? Moral of the story, if you want to become a general manager, I suggest that you go ahead and throw the judgmental stuff out of the window, because one, it's not nice to judge, and two, before you start judging someone else, you need to look at yourself, honey, because if you're going to call someone, like make fun of someone's disability, mental or physical, or call them names, I'm sorry, but that's like not okay. It is not, but you know, you do you, baby girl. So if you're going to become a general manager, do not be judgmental. Please have control over your people in your store, because if not, you lose good people who could have been good for the store, but choose not to be good because you didn't have the guts to stand up and do your job. They had a fight there. It was before I worked there, I'm pretty sure, but they had a fight there and neither of them got in trouble. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could literally hit somebody there and not get in trouble. It's really funny. You wouldn't get fired. You would not get fired. You would not get in trouble. Nothing. It's hilarious. So that's my advice. If you want to become a general manager, don't be those things, or be those things, and you'll be the next one getting talked about on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of story times. So if you want to hear the story time of me getting freaking harassed by a 50-year-old man who worked there, I'm pretty sure he's 50. He's like 40 or 50. Anyways, he's like 30 years older than me, so it was disgusting. And nothing happened about it. But if you want to hear that story, that's for another video. But comment down below if you want to hear that, because it was good tea. All right, but that's all I got for this video. Bye. Bye. That sounded awful, but good. Bye, guys.